What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Big 12 Team Builder Dynasty. We have year number 8, week number 4, and week number 5 non-conference play for you guys here in this episode. We're going to show one game each week. For this week, week 4, we've got Ardmore against Oklahoma on the road. Next week, we'll have in week 5, Odessa State going on the road against Louisville. And that will finish up non-conference play. Next Saturday, you guys are going to be, we'll be in March now, but you guys are going to be getting week 6, week 7, and week 8 conference play action for the Big 12 Team Builder Dynasty here in year number 8. Let's get into the gameplay here. We got number 1 Ardmore against Oklahoma. This is a Ardmore team that has won a couple national championships, and because we are in Oklahoma, we've been taking all of the Sooners recruits away from them. Our success has been directly tied to Oklahoma's not so good success in these past few seasons in this series. But so far, it's a tie game. Defensively, we're trying to clean some things up here. We do get a stop on Corey Winston. He's going to go down for a 2-yard loss. But Jerome Wood, our freshman, in simulation, he has been decent. He could be a little bit better. He's got all the talent in the world. He was a 5-star quarterback, a 5-star recruit. He's got the body type of Cam Newton, the size. He's awesome. But, you know, that raw talent sometimes doesn't always translate the first year. So he's in the Heisman race, actually, performing fairly well. He's got Ardmore here 7-0 to Brad Griffin, our tight end. And tight end number 2, by the way, Nathan Arbaugh, still here, playing well as that tight end 1 role. But our defense is going to kind of be the name of the game this season. We lost a ton of talent from last season's team, last season's national championship squad. But our defense is going to tell the tale of the Ardmore Thunderwolves here in year number 8. They got to be able to carry us this season. Got a couple good players coming back, but we did lose a ton of talent on that side of the football. Offensively, we'll still be okay. We'll still be all right. We still got Terrence Ross, Josiah Pompeo, Oliver Price, Darnell Savage, Willie Nelson. It's just the quarterback play is a little questionable at this point. Little preview of the Ardmore Thunder Pups as we go into the second half. It is 7-3, so it's a barn burner out here in the Big 12 and the Pac-12, Pac-16. I think we might have changed it to more than 12 teams in a conference. Maybe. I don't think that was possible. I'd have to retrace my steps back to year number 1 when we moved Oklahoma to the Pac-12, but I could be totally wrong on that. Anyway, 7-3, mid part of the third quarter. We got a big-time fumble. And remember, I was talking to you guys about our defense. Our defense has got to step up this season, and that is a huge turnover for Oklahoma. Corey Winston going to fumble the ball. That's a big, big hit on the running back. Jerome Wood almost getting a safety tied onto him, and it's going to be 3rd and 16. And we are stuck inside our own 5-yard line. Here's Terrence Ross making a move, and he's going to only get to about the 14-yard line. Barely, just 1 yard short of the 15-yard marker. But again, not enough for the first down. Nice play here by Booker. He's going to come on in, make the tackle for a loss on a screen play. 3rd and 14, we have him check it down. Aaron Sanders only going to get 7. Oklahoma will have to punt the football away. Still, only 1 touchdown in this entire game, and Darnell Savage has not been seen too much. He's had a couple catches in this simulation, only 4 tonight. Hasn't broke the 100-yard marker yet, but on 3rd and goal, Terrence Ross is going to get stuffed, and Jerome Wood and this offense says, we are former national champions. We're going for it in this rivalry game of sorts. Terrence Ross is going to find himself for 6, and it is 14-3. Mid part of the fourth quarter, Oklahoma firing it up to the left side, and we got a broken tackle. We got blockers in front. Defense has got to make a play, and we can't catch him. It's going to be a touchdown to Devin Goff, a 61-yard score, and that puts James Jamison. We've seen him actually play a couple times in this Big 12 Team Builder series. He's been a quarterback. He's kind of been a mainstay for these Sooners here. So James Jamison finally gets up over 90 yards passing with that 60-yard pitch and catch. 1st and 10, Nathan Arbaugh makes this grab. That's a really nice throw by Jerome Wood, and right now he's using that Cam Newton style of body frame right there, and that skill, that speed, He's going to pick up a first down. He's got 12 for 62 so far in the game. Little play action. 1st and 10. Woods got protection. He's going to fire it out to Nathan Arbaugh for 23. He's been a very heavily used player in this Ardmore offense so far in gameplay this season. Not so much in recent years, but this season seems like he's going to be a big-time target for us. Eric Lane with the touchdown, and that pretty much should do it in this game. 21-9, and that will be your final score. 21-9. So Ardmore's offense kind of taking a little bit of a back seat, a step back, I guess you'd say, compared to the last couple years. But our defense played well. Look at that box score, though. By the way, no scoring at all. Yards were, plenty to come by. 364 for Ardmore, but only 200 plus for OU. So, man, oh man, our defense really played well. That's, again, going to be the name of the game this season. Now, Wood did have an interception. He was very efficient, 17 of 18. Savage, 4 for 97, but no scores. Look at Shreveport, though, by the way, now that we've moved on from our gameplay for Week 4. Shreveport moves to 3-0, number 7 in the nation. I feel like they're kind of getting screwed a little bit in the ranking. They should definitely be in the top 5. We'll see if that changes for week number 5. But they played really well, scoring 50-plus points on Cincinnati. That's a good tune-up game for them. Chad Culp, 8 catches, 139, 4 touchdowns. That's insane. Meanwhile, Gonsu, go Nebraska State University. The Prairie Dogs, the P-Dogs, they had 4 turnovers, and they still won the game. In blowout fashion, mind you. Shane Boot, the second, had 2 interceptions, but a lot of touchdowns. Seamus O'Regan, 5 for 119. Ronnie Rouse had a touchdown. Defense played pretty well, in my opinion. So, hats off. Hats off to the P-Dogs for getting the job done against Western Michigan at home. Denver Tech takes on Troy and beats them up by 24 points. 21 points scored for Troy, 45 for Denver Tech. Andre Brandt, 58% completion percentage, so he didn't have necessarily the best game in the world, but it looks like their defense really came to play against Troy, and that ground game did a job. 2 picks for Troy. Yeah, so it seems like the Big 12 defenses are getting a lot of turnovers this season. So far, a lot of these box scores, we're seeing a lot of turnovers on the opposite ends. I mean, we can see Nebraska State, Northern Illinois turn the ball over again. We just force turnovers. These Big 12 teams force turnovers. But taking a look at UBA's offense, I mean, Timmy Tran was decent. Again, just below 50%. I want to see a little more out of Timmy Tran. And, when conference play hits, we might need to make a change for this team. They're winning games, but it's just not pretty. It's not pretty. A win is a win is a win, right? But, man, oh man, it could be a lot better. LaQuinton Evans went off against Western Kentucky just as soon as I was, really ripping him. 566 yards and 7 freaking touchdowns. Holy crap. 51 attempts, 209 rating, 74% completion percentage. But, hey, dudes. And LaQuinton, I'm talking to you. It's Western Kentucky. Do that against a tougher opponent. Why don't you? For once. Midland State gets a nice win over Nevada. 0-3 Nevada. Midland State now 3-0. Nick Mays, 99 yards, touchdown. Rushing-wise, Midland State was just scoring at will, receiving. Claude Gray had a great game, 23 of 27, 336. Had a couple scores himself. It was a good day. It was a good day. But Odessa State, no! Odessa State, they lose by 20 to Texas Tech. Oh my gosh, this was a shootout. But you know what? The 2 turnovers probably cost them the game. Man, oh man, oh man. Let's see the quarterback numbers here for Chris Evans, because he had been, again, Odessa State, not quite sure what they're going to do about quarterback. Some things never change, right? But they weren't sure what they were going to quite do, and they've leaned towards Chris Evans, but now they lose their first loss of the season. Kadir Childs-Harris, custom prospect, had 2 scores, 6 for 134, but it just wasn't enough. They had those 2 turnovers, probably pretty costly, and Odessa State falls. Meanwhile, ACU plays a pretty dang close one. In fact, it went to overtime, and they had to dig out of a interesting situation. ACU what happened here. Jamie Beckham, 4 touchdowns, only 1 pick. So I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe Georgia State just kept with them. You know, they didn't turn the ball over a whole lot. ACU didn't. Georgia State just kept hanging in there against that offense with ACU. But number 5 team in the land advances to undefeated still. They're still undefeated, so good job by ACU. McAllen gets a nice little bounce back win, 42-23, and Jarvis Humphrey, no picks, 4 scores, over 300 yards, and a rushing touchdown to boot. So McAllen, little bounce back win, but again, hey, it's McAllen. They do this. I don't trust them. You shouldn't either. They've proven that over the course of this series time and time and time again. Camu gets a nice bounce back win themselves. 3-1 now, 41-10 over Middle Tennessee State. That was always nice to see. They still did get a turnover, and it was a fumble, so no picks for Anthony Wilkerson, but he did play a little bit better, right? 73%. Dyson Cherry got involved with a little bit of action there, but the 4 turnovers, Camu's defense forced 4 turnovers on Middle Tennessee State. And they had 2 interceptions. They must have had 2 fumbles. It was just a very sloppy game for the Blue Raiders. But Camu gets a nice win. Can't take it away from him. It was a good win. Nice little bounce back W, right? Amarillo moves to 3-0 after a win over Ohio. 587 yards. That's a lot. That's a lot for those of you guys keeping track at home. 226 yards passing. Had another turnover. Big 12 defenses are forcing turnovers on the opposition. Justin Davis, again, was kind of, you know, he can do better. He can do better. We saw him do a lot better last season. So I'm not sure, again, what's going on with this guy. But his senior season has not been like his last couple seasons for Amarillo. And I'm just anxious to see how he's going to do in conference play. Amarillo might be a paper tiger with that number 4 ranking. So week 4 is in the books. Looking at a quick snapshot of week number 5, we got Southern Miss and Shreveport, Odessa State, Louisville, UL Monroe, Little Rock, Fresno State, Nebraska State, Tulsa against Broken Arrow. Yeah, so we got some pretty decent matchups here in non-conference play to close this period in time out on our Big 12 schedule. So after this game, guys, we'll go over all of the box scores for the rest of the non-conference opponent games, and then we'll get right into conference play next Saturday. So I'm sure that you guys are really excited about that. Plus, when we do these chunk gameplays 3 weeks at a time, it does get through our seasons a lot faster. And as you guys know, this Big 12 Team Builder Series is ending with year number 8. And this is the final season. Year 9 and year 10 will be strictly simulation. So we won't be showing necessarily any gameplay per se, but it will be a lot of box scores and a lot of just updates with scoring. So that is how it all is going to go down to the wire here as we move into this matchup, Louisville and Odessa State. Odessa State just can't tackle this guy, David Johnson. Go figure, right? Playing on a Cardinals team. David Johnson, a guy tough to bring down. He reminds me of David Johnson of old, not the David Johnson of current years. Louisville and Odessa State are tied, guys, 3-3. So, you know what? Louisville could not cash in after that big run by David Johnson. Chris Evans hasn't been too bad right now. We've got a nice pass to Kadir Childs-Harris. Has been their one lone bright spot on this offense, in my opinion. You know, the quarterback play has been a little bit suspect. Orlando Austin, the running back, has been decent, but really with the number of wide receivers that Odessa State lost last season, Brian Parks, Paris Austin 2 years ago, you know, that this team is needing a guy to step up, and it's been Kadir Childs-Harris. He's posting a lot of good numbers this season. But, we got a little glitch going on here for Louisville. Greg Henry is going to get dropped for a loss. It's 3rd and 15, late first quarter. Fires it up the middle. It's a diving catch by Andrew Washington for 20+. And then we got a big hit on 3rd and goal. Greg Henry, got to get rid of it, buddy. Ian Hyven with the big hit. Louisville will end up kicking a field goal. It's 10-6. Lawrence Keller, he's still around, guys. Lawrence freaking Keller, he's still here. He's been pulling a lot of weight. He's been having a lot of carries in this Odessa State offense, but he's going to get a touchdown here to 17-6, and they're going to give him this catch, but they'll review it, and they take it away. So lucky Odessa State. This field goal attempt for the Cardinals never looked good off the foot. And that's going to be another miss for the Cardinals. Look at Chris Evans, though, by the way. Taking some tough contact, but still able to shimmy and shake and then use the stiff arm to blow by one guy. And then he's going to get a touchdown on the next couple plays later. So Chris Evans got some juice in those legs right there. So I love to see it. 24-6 at the half. And it looks like Odessa State is just like taking control of this game at number 23 in the land, like you would expect them to with unranked Louisville. And then we got a interception here to start the third quarter. So Odessa State has 1 turnover. Louisville has 1 turnover. Gotta like that. Gotta like that. And then they end up turning that turnover into 3 points, make it 27-6. Mid part of the third quarter, we've got Ricky Scroggins, custom prospect, coming on through. It says, nope, see you later. I'm gonna drag you down to the dirt. 3rd and 4. Running back. Gonna get the first down. That's unfortunate for Odessa. They had him, especially after that big hit from Ricky Scroggins. They had the hit. 3rd and 11 situation, and Joe Graham gonna make this catch for 7. And Odessa State, they hold. Field goal attempt is up, and again, no good. 27-6 here late third quarter. Actually, end of the third quarter is going to end in a touchdown to James Brooks. So Odessa State can't come through in the minutes that we didn't see. They can't come through. We jump forward, and Louisville ends up getting another touchdown. Or actually, their first touchdown, my bad. Their first touchdown of the entire game. Now they're down by 2 scores. They're down by 14. So Odessa State, they have to know the situation here. They got to get another score here. Another touchdown should put Louisville away here with 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. So no mistakes. Can't make mistakes. Chris Evans running the football 2 times in this drive. Going to pick up 2 first downs. 2nd and goal. He's going to take off yet again. He's going to try to cut up the middle, but he loses the football. Dude, Chris, you can't do it. You can't do it. I know, it's frustrating. Just got the ball stripped by Martin, number 99. Strips number 9. Ugh, that sucks. Big pass up the middle. Intercepted. Towards the midfield logo. And Henry gives it right back to Odessa State. 1st and 10 situation. Chris Evans going to go down for 7. That's not good. Again, you guys got to know the situation. You can't take sacks. You can't turn the ball over. 3rd and 17. Evans going to fling it up. And that should have been caught, in my opinion. Looking at that thing live, that should have probably have been caught. But 3rd and 17, they can't come through. Odessa will have to punt the football away. And then we got a big run here. Is he going to get to the end zone? He is. Matt McDonald for 33. And Louisville is within striking distance. They'll kick the extra point up. It's a 7-point game. 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Chris Evans, you got to take care of the ball here, Mr. Freshman. Take care of the ball. 50 seconds, get the first down. They run the little read option, and Lawrence Keller, the upperclassman, will get the first down, the much-needed first down, and Odessa State will survive on the road against a pretty tough Louisville team. Pretty tough. I say that very loosely, by the way, because they had Louisville pretty much dead to rights in the entire game, and then they just kind of messed around and got them back into the game with a couple turnovers and just kind of stalling out their drives. So fortunately for Odessa State, they get the win in out of conference. That would have really hurt them if they had another loss to Texas Tech and then to Louisville. Jumping here to Shreveport, they just seem to have Southern Miss's number, and Southern Miss now is 0-3, but good win for Shreveport to end non-conference play. Little Rock beats up on UL Monroe 59-24. LaQuinton Evans must have had another big day. He's got 585 yards up there. So they ended up taking him out. They took him out. 27 of 33 for another 7 touchdowns. That's back-to-back weeks with 7 touchdowns. And I've been ripping LaQuinton Evans' play for the last couple seasons that he's been the head of Little Rock's offense. I've been ripping him. Sending daily reminders in the Discord. Hey, daily reminder, LaQuinton Evans sucks. Blah, 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 blah. Well, 7 touchdowns back-to-back games. We'll see how he does in Big 12 play, but, you know, he might be doing that against cheesy, soft, cupcakey defenses. What a terrible combination, food combination that would be. Cheesy cream puff. Ugh, nasty. Don't even think about it. Midland State beats Tulsa 46-43. That actually, you know what? That's funny. I had said Broken Arrow was playing Tulsa, so my bad. But Midland beats Tulsa. We also had a win for Nebraska State over Fresno. So Big 12 teams taking care of business here out of conference. The only two teams I think to lose right now would be CAMU and Odessa State in out of conference play. Go figure. Go figure. Teams that never really can get it done, even though I'm a CAMU slappy. ACU wins over Memphis. 50-plus points for ACU. Jamie Beckham, over 300 yards. 5 touchdowns for Jamie Beckham. He's been like the factor. Obviously, you want your quarterback to be the factor, but man, he has been good for ACU in his first year as a starter, so gotta love that. 63-17, good win for Amarillo over UTEP. They move to 4-0 on the season, and I want to see Justin Davis's stat line here. They had 577 yards total offense, over 350 in passing yards. No picks for Davis, 80-some-odd%, 333. I like that. 17-19, so that was very, very efficient. Very, very efficient day for Justin Davis. Not a lot of attempts with 19, but a whole lot of yards, so you love to see that. So there's your Week 5 recap. We'll look at Week 6's previews here in just a moment, but I did want to show you guys that we have 7 teams, actually 6 teams in the top 10 for the Big 12. This has never happened before. Back to back to back to back. We got 6 teams in the top 10. And then we've got, let's see, 7, 8. We got 8, 9. 9 teams of our 12 in the top 25. What is going on with college football? It is so top heavy. We're better than the SEC. Yeah, I said it. We're better than the freaking SEC in real life when it's been having its big runs over the last few seasons. Its reign on college football has now been transferred to the Big 12 as far as virtual football goes on YouTube. All right, looking at these conference standings here, Amarillo technically in first, even though the conference play hasn't started. But looking at the overall ratings, points for, points against, power rankings, they like to go by the BCS rankings there, so you guys saw that up on your screen there. Looking at the Heisman watch, Claude Gray has moved up. LaQuinton Evans has been moving up, 20 touchdowns, 3 picks. Keep in mind, 14 of his touchdowns have come in back-to-back weeks. Claude Gray, 17 touchdowns, 1 pick, and Jerome Wood is still on this list, even though I don't think he deserves to be. We didn't even play in Week 5, which kind of cost him, but even Week 4's game against Oklahoma, he wasn't great. He was good, but he wasn't Heisman worthy, so I don't know where the algorithm or the system thinks that this guy deserves a Heisman trophy compared to these other quarterbacks in the Big 12. All right, moving on to Week 6. Here's your snapshot of the games up on the board. I'm taking Denver Tech to beat Broken Arrow. I just think that quarterback play for Broken Arrow is just not very good. I'm going to take Little Rock over Amarillo. I think LaQuinton Evans has finally made me a believer. Even though I've been kind of hating on him a little bit, I haven't seen enough from Justin Davis. Shreveport and Midland, I will take Midland State. I think Claude Gray is just that good. I think Shreveport lost a little bit on defense to kind of hang with Midland State's offense. ACU, Nebraska State, I'll take ACU. I just think that they're better. I think they're more talented. Ardmore, CAMU, I'll take Ardmore. And then there was one more game I didn't cover, McAllen and Odessa State. I will take McAllen. I just don't believe in the quarterback situation for Odessa State. I do believe in Jarvis Humphrey, and there's my pick. So I'm taking Denver Tech, Little Rock, McAllen, Midland State, Ardmore, and ACU. So a couple more road teams, more away teams I'm taking this week than home teams. So Denver Tech is the home, Midland State is the home. So I've took 2 home teams out of Week 6. So probably not what you normally see happen with picks, but that's what I'm going to do for week number 6. I'd love to know who you guys are taking here this week. Leave a like if you like this thing. We will cover Week 7 action once Week 6 games are shown. The 2 games I think that we will show will be Little Rock Amarillo, and Shreveport Midland State. So those will be the 2 games that we do show for week number 6. And then in week 7, we'll show 2 games as well. And maybe week 8, we'll show 2 games. We'll have to see how fast I can pump those out. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. Let me know your thoughts on the Big 12 for year 8, what your predictions are so far. We're pretty much getting close to halfway through the season, believe it or not, and limited uploads. So let me know. I'm looking forward to your comments, guys. Leave a like if you like this thing. As always, thank you for watching, and peace.